Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, August 1st, the first day of August. Here we are in the studio. As always, me at the desk. It's always a good start. It's going to be a hot August. I'm telling you right now. I can tell in the forecast. I've been looking ahead. I've been cheating a little bit. It is going to be warm this month. We got a cool show for you to talk about what's on there right now. We are going to be welcoming in the Fit Brain Club's Deborah Morse. She's going to be talking about how to keep our brains fit, and quite frankly, I could use some help on that one, so I'll be paying attention. And then we got Pacific Financial Planners' very own Jaden and Jerry Susowitz coming in. They are going to be talking about the 7 secrets of stress-free retirement. I'll tell you secret number 1 right now. Already be a millionaire when you retire. Makes the rest of it really stress-free. There you go. That's my first clue. You can hear the rest of the 6 from them. All right, let's take a look at our Stay Informed, and it's a good one. This one's happening, and this is a really good for safety here in the community. The Zone 0 wildlife work is already underway in 3rd area. Landscaping Services is creating Zone 0 non-combustible safety zones around manors located in the village's very high fire hazard severity zones. Those zones are on the maps on the village website. If you take a look at those, you can see if you're in that zone. Zone 0 is the area with 5 feet, within 5 feet of a home, keeping the space free of combustible materials, and it helps reduce the risk of structural igniting from wind-driven embers, radiant heat, and direct flame contact during a wildfire. By focusing on this immediate perimeter, state officials aim to improve the resilience of existing communities and enhance overall wildfire safety. If you want more information about what they're doing, check out the village website. All the information's right there. And it's warm temperatures right now, folks, so it is going to be a very maybe high hazard risk for fires in our areas as well, especially when the winds pick up. But right now, 93 degrees today. That is going to be your hottest day of the week. And it's still got warm temperatures throughout, right? We're really not going to get much relief. 84 degrees on Monday is going to be the best we can do. Then the temperatures start climbing back up, and we're going to be at 91 again on Wednesday. Warm overnights as well. So it's going to be an air conditioning night at my house for the rest of the week. I'll tell you that right now. Let's take a look at our sunrise sunset picture. Beautiful shot. Beach is a great place to go for some relief from that heat if you can, or poolside or whatever it might be. Shaded areas are great too. This is a beautiful picture from Huntington Beach. Thank you very much, Marcus Weiss, for sending us this picture. Sunrise this morning was 6:01. Sunset tonight is going to be 7:53. If you have a picture you'd like to send us, as always, we'd love to see it. I haven't seen any good pet pictures for a while. We have some birds, we have some nature stuff, but not domesticated pets. So let's get those cats, dogs, birds, whatever you got. Let's see some pictures of those in the near future. If you want to send them to us, we'd love to see them. Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com is the email address. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we will use it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and then I'll be back with Deborah Morse from the Fit Brain Club. Stay with us.
Your eyes let you see the world, every smile, every sunset, every moment.
At Harvard Eye Associates, our team of specialists is here to protect your vision.
From cataracts and glaucoma to retina and cornea care, we offer the latest treatments with a compassionate touch.
For over 50 years, you've trusted us with your eyes. We're honored to care for them for years to come.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
From the Brain Club and Alzheimer's Association of Orange County, I want to welcome to the program Deborah Morse along with Lauren Weiss. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You guys have an event coming up, and it's about dementia and Alzheimer's and all those kinds of things that we worry about as seniors get a little older. And I know with my mom, sometimes I say, "Oh, Mom, I thought I told you that," and that kind of thing. And what are some of the signs, I guess, that you would have, like, "Oh, I think my mom's starting to lose her memory," or my elderly, father or whatever it might be is starting to lose their memory? Are there different things that are happening that not are always dementia?
Yes. So as someone gets older, there's so many different things that start to slow down. Our brain, like the rest of our body, gets a little smaller, shrinks in size, and we'll notice that someone might have difficulty recalling information. It's there in their brain, it just takes them a little bit longer to pull it out. Processing slows down, the tip of the tongue sensation, and paying attention and focusing. It gets harder and harder to do that. So sometimes it's not a memory issue, it's more of a paying attention issue.
Okay. And what are the challenges when you see someone walks in, or maybe a loved one walks in to the center and says, "How do I get an assessment? How do I tell the difference between this is just I'm not remembering things as well because of natural aging processes, or there's dementia going on, or something like that?" How do we tell the difference, and what do those markers look like?
Sure. So the first thing to do would be to get a memory screen, and that's a very simple 15-minute test, and it just rules out, is this normal? Is there something that should be looked into further? And the biggest question about memory loss is it significantly impacting your day-to-day? Are you forgetting to pay bills? Are you skipping meals? Are you starting to withdraw from friends and family because you notice that there's changes going on? Getting lost while driving tends to be the biggest one that sends people to the doctor. But if you're noticing your memory loss is impacting your day-to-day and you're having a harder time functioning, that's when it's cause for concern.
Okay.
You know, let me tell you one thing,
Yes.
that a lot of these things are reversible too. You might have memory issues, but maybe you are having a reaction to your medication. Maybe you're overstressed. Maybe you're not sleeping well. Maybe you're dehydrated. There are other factors that can contribute to your memory loss. Being fully distracted. We live in a very distractible world.
Right.
So we have to be very aware of all these other issues that might be the problem. But like what Lauren was saying, when you are having your regular daily activities being fully impacted regularly, then we can do the memory screening and those kind of things. But we also look at all the other factors too.
Right. And so people, as people age, they get older, maybe there's stressor in financials, a loved one may have passed away, and all of a sudden they're responsible for all these things, and they're not keeping it together like they used to, or whatever those factors might be in the real world. They can look like dementia, right?
Sure. I mean, maybe they're not paying attention because they don't want to.
That's a big one. My mother always tells me she wasn't paying attention because it wasn't important enough for her to remember.
Right.
Well, if there's one thing I know from seniors is that they got their priorities right sometimes. Like, I'm not spending another second on that. So when you guys put this together, it's going to be August 10th. The title of the speaking is going to be "What If It's Not Dementia and Other Conditions That Look Like Cognitive Decline." What are some of the things that fool folks? What are some of the common things that fool people in terms of what are the things you see is like, I think this is cognitive decline, and it just isn't sometimes?
Hearing loss.
Okay.
So hearing loss is a big one. People are experiencing hearing loss, but they're not getting it corrected with hearing aids. So they're missing so much of the conversation. How can their brain remember it?
Right.
They start to withdraw because they're not enjoying conversations, or they're getting tired of asking people, hey, can you repeat yourself? So that can mimic cognitive decline. As Deborah mentioned, urinary tract infection, dehydration, vitamin deficiencies.
Okay.
So all of that can look like cognitive decline, but it's reversible.
And it's treatable. So then all of a sudden that cognitive decline seems to have disappeared because Grandpa got hearing aids or whatever it might be. Dad got hearing aids or whatever that may be, right? Yeah. And do you find that sometimes you're getting folks who just they don't want to go to the doctor, and now they're missing out on conversations, and then that's starting to impact, like you say, how people are responding to them and how they're being treated, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then those people are reminding them that you're not hearing or you can't remember, and it's just not that at all. It's just they're not wearing their hearing aids at that time. And we don't understand why they're holding back on that, because the senses are so important to our cognitive health that we do need to wear glasses. We don't know how blind we are until we put the glasses on, right? So why not have all the other factors being in place before we make that determination?
Right. And can the loss of hearing as we go, if it's not treated right, that actually can lead to some cognitive decline, right? And dementia. Because you're not hearing the words anymore, you're not connecting what people are saying.
The part between your ears and your brain will atrophy. It is one of the greatest risks for developing a type of dementia is not getting hearing aids when you need them.
Right.
When people come in, that early evaluation that you guys do, that 15-minute one, is that cost free? Is it people have to make appointments for that? How does that work if they want to come in and get that?
So they'll make an appointment. Our memory screens are free, and they are open for anyone and everyone that's interested, and not just for those that are experiencing memory loss. It's also a great tool to establish a baseline, and every year after you can see how you're doing. You have to make an appointment. You can either come to our office in Irvine, or I'm out in the community, such at Sea Country once a month, and you can get them done there.
Okay, fantastic. One of the things we talked, like you said, is another condition, it's not cognitive decline, is the hearing loss one. And that can also lead to social isolation when people aren't hearing as well, which can lead to decline, down the road. So that can be kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Oh yeah, it goes around in a full cycle. If you can't hear and you're feeling frustrated, then you're not going to go out because you're embarrassed. So you stay home, and that social isolation actually reduces the amount of engagement that you have with community and your own words, like hearing and conversations and things like that. So that contributes to the decline in the brain as well. So we need to make sure that we're okay with wearing our hearing aids, just like we are with our glasses, and we wear them because technology, like you were saying earlier, is just so incredible right now that you can get them even answer your phone. So wear your hearing aids so you can be more active and you can be social and continue with your cognitive
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Listen,
improvements.
when I started losing my like up close vision, I got so frustrated that I needed these glasses.
Yeah.
And my last appointment was like, now you need them for everything. I'm like, okay, I just have to accept that I'm going to be wearing glasses from now on. And this is one of those things that you kind of get used to.
Yeah.
And it really only takes a little while before you start going, you know what? It's making my life better. It's okay, and that kind of thing. How important is an early evaluation to kind of head things off and figure out where the markers are and where we're at, and like you said, maybe make some improvements and get you back in the game?
It is everything. As we get older and we start to experience memory loss, some people think, oh, this is normal. I'm just getting older. It's what's expected. Or people will automatically think it's Alzheimer's and be scared to go to the doctor. And a lot of times it's neither. Those aren't true. But you need to go to the doctor because, as Deborah mentioned, there are so many other things that can cause memory loss, but you have to go to your doctor. You have to get evaluated. You have to get a blood test. You have to do a physical, get screened for depression. So it really needs to be everybody's starting place to talk to their doctor honestly so that they can figure out really what's going on.
Okay. At Alzheimer's Orange County, can you talk not just this, but some of the other things you guys do in terms of services for the community?
Oh, yeah. Well, we do. We have, I don't know how many, 41 different classes every single month that we're out there. We have support services, hotline. So if anybody has any questions, any concerns, they can call anytime and just ask a simple question, especially if they have a loved one at home that really is struggling. We have enhanced case management services, which is fantastic. We have other community services. We have cultural engagement, different kinds of things like Memories in the Making, where we bring families together and they paint and they create lots of different things, which is fantastic. But the education is so widespread. It goes from dementia 101 all the way through end of life care. So we have advanced care planning. We have all the resources that you need when you need to put a trust together or a POA or you need referrals. We just have an incredible referral network. So yeah, we're like a one-stop shop.
All sorts of services involved there. Absolutely. On August 10th, what are people going to be learning?
They're going to be learning, one, not to be scared to go to their doctor. They're going to learn that there's so many things that can cause memory loss that are reversible, but again, they need to have that conversation, and they're going to be able to put an action plan together. This is my concern, this is what I need to do about it, and this is how I can be healthier overall and protect my brain as I age.
Is there a big fear factor in people kind of accepting that they have a challenge, but when all of a sudden there's an action plan, there's like okay, there's something I can do about it? Because I think some of the fear is just like, oh, what if it's this and there's nothing I can do?
Right, there's a lot of fear with Alzheimer's because unfortunately there is no cure. It's progressive, we know what it means. But there's the fear of losing your independence, the fear of giving up driving, of not being able to live alone. So it just is people just immediately stop and say, well, I'm not going to deal with it. But if they were aware that so many other things can influence it, right? And those are reversible things. There's things such as taking an iron pill every day can help your cognition. And then knowing, okay, this is exactly what I can do about it. I have a plan, and it's very helpful. Yeah,
and maybe the solution isn't the diagnosis isn't actually dementia in the first place. So that can be a huge relief to come over and get some information and understand what's really going on. That's so important. How important it is for loved ones to be involved in these processes, because if it turns out to be dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever it might be, the family needs to know what's going on, right?
Well, this is the greatest thing about Alzheimer's Orange County is that we offer so many caregiver resources and education. They have to be involved because what you don't know, you fear, right? So let's get educated. Let's see what we can provide. What are the avenues that we have? What are the resources that are out there? Orange County is filled with amazing resources. And if you don't know, you have no hope. So coming to us, you get hope. It's like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. But you have to have everyone on board. And don't be afraid. Really.
All right, Alzheimer's Orange County. Hope is on the table. They have a helpline, and they have their event coming up August 10th. What if it's not dementia? That sounds like a very good thing for everybody involved with. It's going to be at the Pack Clubhouse, Dining Room 2. Make sure you folks get out there and enjoy that presentation. Thank you guys so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
I often get asked why I chose to become a retirement income specialist. Now for me, the answer has always been simple. I wanted to help people. There's something rewarding about helping someone not only enjoy their retirement, but just not worrying about it. My goal is to understand the person sitting in front of me. Once I understand what's important to them, we can build a plan around their goals and not anyone else's. My role is to help people use their hard-earned money they've spent their entire lifetime building to support the retirement they've always wanted.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Oh, behind the scenes. It's so much fun, especially when I have these two here. Pacific Financial Planners here to tell us what the 7 secrets of stress-free retirement is. Welcome, Jaden and Jerry Schlutzowitz.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for making me laugh so early in the morning.
Thanks, Bree.
Always.
Yes, it's nice to have you back here. You're becoming a regular here, Jaden.
Hopefully, hope it lasts. We'll see.
Yeah, I think your dad's like secretly handing over the baton so he can go back to Africa, right?
Still got some time, but slow pass.
Well, that's great. It kind of integrates you. How are you doing? How are you? Is this a passion of yours, or is it something that you've always just known that you wanted to do, kind of just fell in the footsteps?
Definitely wanted to become an athlete. That was number one, but falling back on it, I've always been around the office, always helped out. I actually saw the impact that he was doing for other people, and he's always had me involved. So
Yes.
It definitely became a passion over time.
He seems like a great mentor.
Well, thank you, Bree. Appreciate that.
Of course, yeah. Well, I learn something every time you come on the show, right?
Yeah,
Right?
it's a complicated subject.
It's a complicated subject, and they don't teach it in schools, and we've talked about this over and over and over again, and you can never stop talking about it because things are always changing that we have to keep up with, right?
That's correct. And again, the biggest thing is financial education, and that's what we do, is financial education.
Well, I will tell you what, when you are financially educated, it definitely takes the stress out of life, right?
Yeah.
When you feel like you're staying ahead of things. So let's talk about the 7 secrets to a stress-free retirement. Biggest fear of 61% of retirees is having lack of income in retirement.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not surprising that people worry about money because, it used to be you retire at 65 and by 67, 69, you were gone. And, even 10 years later, now people are living 20, 30 years into retirement. And, it's hard because it's a different viewpoint than working and accumulating wealth. Another word for retirement is unemployment. So you work, let's say, from 25 to 65, 40 years, and then you retire and you got to support yourself for 30 more.
It doesn't make sense. It's such a weird system, isn't it?
Well, but the thing is, you got to shift. I mean, when you're working and saving, you want to save as much as possible. But once you retire, it becomes how do you generate enough safe income to last? And it's a whole different philosophy. And the thing is, most people, like you said, we don't teach this subject anywhere, so they don't know what to do. So that's why, meeting people like Jade and myself helps you because it is a different strategy to create that safe income.
Right, right. So Jaden, tell us about the 7 secrets presentation.
Yeah, so basically the presentation is just to help people understand that shift that needs to happen as soon as you retire. It's a building step. People are using their same investment strategies that they used in their 20s, 30s, and 40s for when they're in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. So when you do retire and you no longer have that income stream coming in, how are you going to make that money last for you?
Right.
So it's just helping people build their own confidence, understand that if you do make that shift and focus on a different style of investing, it can just give you the confidence that A, you won't outlive your money, but B, you could live the retirement that you always want without stressing over spending money everywhere you go. You could go out with your friends, you go on trips, you go on vacations. It's just knowing how much you can spend and your money's still going to be working for you.
Right, exactly. And, you know, I think one of the biggest things too is when you're of age and when you've worked your whole entire life, to think about going out with your friends and then, can I really afford it? It's like, that shouldn't even come up in conversation, right? You should just know that your money's working for itself and that you can enjoy the little pleasures in life instead of scaling back, right? And that's one of the things that I'm sure that you two are advocating to avoid when you reach retirement age, right? You've worked your whole life for everyone else. Now it's your turn. Go out and enjoy.
Exactly. You want to be able to enjoy that retirement.
Exactly. Yep. So speaking of enjoyment in retirement, taxes. Let's talk about that because they're such an important factor when it comes to planning for retirement.
Well, yeah, again, I know we have a slide on that showing that the average person's in about a 25% tax bracket, state and federal. So $1 million, if it's in a 401k, IRA, some sort of a retirement plan, is not $1 million to you. So you got to pay taxes. So if it's 25%, that's $750,000. But the reality, Bree, is this: is that two different people with $1 million in the retirement plan, one person's going to have a lot more money to spend than the other because of. If they take it all out at once, for example, instead of 25% taxes, they're going to pay 50%. So they'll only have $500,000 to spend. So you could take it, say, hey, look, all right, we'll just go with luck, and I got to take my RMD, my required minimum distributions. Or you can sit down with professionals and say, hey, look, how can I keep more of my own money for me and less with my partner? And I don't mean your spouse or significant other. I mean Uncle Sam, who's your partner and everything. Mm-hmm. So there are strategies that actually work when it comes to saving money on taxes, and that's one of the things we stress in this program that we're putting together.
Do you find that people would rather pay more in taxes than figure out how to reduce their taxes?
It seems like it, but that's not a good strategy.
It's not a good strategy, but I know people that do that.
They just think that that's the only way to go. It's not about what you make. It's really about what you're able to keep. So if there is a way, that might be an extra step or two to be able to keep more of the money that you made, then we do feel we need to advocate and help these people, guide them in that direction.
Well, they're of the mindset that I won't get audited. If I pay more than I needed to, I won't get audited, right?
I'm not going to say that, it's a very, very, very small amount of people that get audited by the IRS. But, I'm not telling anyone to cheat on their taxes. Pay your fair share, but not a penny more.
They're paying more than
I know,
than
but
they
pay your
should.
fair share, not a penny more. That's what we advocate. We're tax planners. We're not tax preparers.
So let's talk about even the stock market. Why should retirees even involve themselves in a stock market?
Well,
it's so volatile, right? It's up and down. It's unpredictable.
Exactly. The thing of the stock market, it is very unpredictable, but there are predictable factors about the stock market. If you focus on income, which is your interest and dividends, rather than just on relying for the position to just grow or decrease, if you focus on interest and dividends, you're getting money monthly, quarterly, semi-annually. You're getting a paycheck, and you don't have to sell anything. It's like having a rental house. Whether the real estate market goes up or down, you're still getting rental checks from someone living there. Mm-hmm. So why not take that same mindset and put it in the stock market? I mean, that's how people used to invest in the 1900s, 1960s especially. The S&P averaged a 4% dividend during the 1960s. That's how people invested. They didn't want to sell their investments. They wanted to keep getting paid from it. And it's not a new way to invest. So we're trying to just get people back into that mindset.
Why do you think we got away from it?
tech bubble. When we had the .com, a lot of people were chasing those high growing stocks, and they wanted to be a part of it. There's nothing worse of losing money other than missing out. The fear of missing out, FOMO. So a lot of people just want to be a part of that next big. I called it. I was there. I was in early, and that's risky.
It's a status symbol.
Absolutely. And so rather than just taking guarantees, which is your interest and dividends, they're going to pay you a certain amount. People really want to just chase that, $1 million deal.
Yeah. Does that apply to a younger demographic, though?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, but people take that same mindset from when they were working and they had time on their side, and they keep going until they're through retirement and they're still retired, still doing the exact same trading. So it's that critical shift that needs to be made.
Right. Yeah. So critical shift. Let's stress test your retirement accounts.
Yes. So stress testing
like?
is just understanding how much you're willing to risk in the market. When we had the tech bubble burst, and then when we had the financial crisis in 2007, 2008, the stock market dropped 50 to 60% during those times. So if you're comfortable with the 50% drop in your investments, by all means, leave all of your money in the stock market, because history tends to repeat itself. There's a chance it happens again. But you really want to know how much you're willing to lose, and so that way you invest your money properly.
Right. Yep. If you're going to take risks, you got to take the good with the bad, right?
Exactly. More risky.
You got to wait it out.
When you're retired, you don't have the time to make the money back up like you did when you were young.
Exactly. Well, our viewers can learn more information about the Financial Forum Club. The next date is Wednesday, July 22nd, tomorrow, 3 to 5.
Correct.
Yeah, different clubhouse, Clubhouse 3.
Clubhouse 3. Yeah. Gentlemen, I never have enough time with you, but thank you. Appreciate you being here with me.
Thank you, Bree. Always good seeing you.
You too. Coming up next, we'll talk to Renee Anderson with the PAC. Stay with me.
Folks, we had a fun comedy for you today for our Saturday movie. It is Kingpin. It stars Woody Harrelson. It stars Bill Murray and other folks in there. It's brought to us by Advanced Ear Care. It's going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. A washed-up ex-bowling champion discovers a naive Amish bowling prodigy and sees him as a ticket to redemption. The duo hits the road towards a high-stakes tournament, facing eccentric characters and chaotic situations along the way. It is a fun movie. It's a real good laugh if you want to just stay indoors and watch that. And speaking of staying indoors, you might want to do that because our temperatures are going to be very warm today. We're going to get up to 93 degrees today. So if you're going outside for whatever reason, bring the water, sunscreen, hat, the usual warnings. We're going to have a little bit of a break in the heat all the way to Monday where we get 84, but then temperatures start spiking right back up on Tuesday, and look at that, Wednesday for 91 degrees. So warm week ahead. Plan accordingly. Okay, folks, Monday on the program, we're going to be getting an update from the library as well as the folks at the Theater Guild have a new show coming up. We'll talk to them about that as well. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.